General Mills has done some of the weirdest side quests of any company, and last week I mentioned that they made spy balloons, found the Titanic, and saved us from nuclear war twice, but a lot of you were very interested in another one of their quests. They created Olive Garden. It was the 1980s, and they were flush with pancake mix money, and they were looking for new markets. They decided to get into restaurants, first by buying a small chain called Red Lobster and turning it from 5 to 500 restaurants. And then they had an idea. What if Italian food tasted less? Boom. A garden of olives is born. Now, the OG was a little bit different from the version we see today that doesn't salt its pasta water, has no Parmesan cheese in their Parmesan cheese, and put grapes in their olive logo. When they first started slopping up troughs of salad, they did one thing that was actually really cool. They made all the pasta in-house, so you could watch the people rolling out fresh pasta dough. Obviously, they stopped doing that because every corporate executive has the exact same thought. I bet if I made my products worse, I would make more money. But while it's easy to look down on them because of the taste, it's important to remember that the 80s was a different culinary landscape. There weren't that many options to people in a lot of cities. Case in point, this amazing clip from local Minnesota TV in 1988, where the hosts clearly didn't like the food, but their audience loved it, so they spent the whole episode trying to find something a little bit nice to say about the restaurant.
Tables are nicely spaced.
There were people, some tremendous range in age.
They do have a kind of an Italian decor, a little more exotic, including manicotti.
You can be a snob about it, but General Mills knew what the people wanted. They wanted to try exotic foods like manicotti, served in a kind of Italian decor with nicely spaced tables to a tremendous range of ages, and that's why it was a successful side quest.